प्रेम दलाद नो पुरबाजे प्रेम दला दला सोना रंग चरण नो पुरबाजे मुकुंद माधव यादव हरि बोलो ने बोल रे वदन बोरी नीच निदाबासे गेलो रे राती दिवस शरीर साजे ये मन दुर्लभ मानव देहो पाइय की करो बावन के हो मानव देहो ये बेन बाजिले यशोदा सूता चरण में पोरी बेलाजे मेरा बाजिले यशोदा सूता चरण में पोरी बेलाजे उदित तापना होइले अस्ता दिन गेलो बोली होई व्यस्ता उदित तापना होइले अस्ता दिन गेलो बोली होई व्यस्ता कबे के नो ये बे आलस होइया न बज हृदय राजे जीवन नित्य दान सार ताहे नाना विद विपद भारा नामाश्रया कोरियतने तुमी तकहापन काजे नामाश्रया कोरियतने तुमी जीवेर कल्याण साधन कामा जगताशिये मधुर नामा अविद्यते मेरा तपन रूपे हृद गगन विराजे अविद्यते मेरा तपन रूपे हृद गगन विराजे कृष्ण नाम सुधा कोरिया पान जोड़ावो भक्ति विनोद प्राण नाम बिना किछु नाही को आरा 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नाही को आरा 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आरा 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आरा 14 भुवन माझे तो नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आरा 14 भुवन माझे नाम बिना किछु नहीं को आरा 14 भुवन माझे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Shanam Sankirtan ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki So I'll be reading of the translation of this song. When the rising sun appeared in the east, the jewel of the twice-born Lord Gaurasundar awakened, and taking his devotees with him, he went all over the countryside, towns and villages. The mridangas resounded tha-thai, and the jhajas in that kirtan played in time. Lord Gauranga's golden form slightly trembled in ecstatic love of God, and his foot bells jingled. All the devotees chanted the names of Mukunda, Madhava, Yadava and Hari, their mouths being filled with the vibrations. They would announce to the still sleeping people, you spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies. You have achieved such a rare human body, but you do not care for this gift. You remain not serving the darling of Yashoda and slowly fall through your last moments to death. With every rising and setting of the sun, a day passes and is lost. Then why do you remain idle and not serve the Lord of the heart? This temporary life is full of miseries. Take shelter of the holy name as your only business. To penetrate the darkness of ignorance and bless everyone's heart, the holy name has risen like the shining sun. Drink the pure nectar of the holy name. There is nothing but the name to be had in the 14 worlds. It has filled the soul of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamaham Dadata Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Utapatakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay. Hare Krishna. So I'll have to speak in English, right? Huh?
I think like yesterday.
Like yesterday?
Somewhat Telugu in between.
Bits and pieces of Telugu in between. The rest in English. So today we were asked to discuss about Sri Guru Ashtakam. So most of you must have attended at one point of time, at least once in your lifetime, Mangalarti. Samsara Dava Nalaliva Lokha. So we are going to discuss that song. And for that matter, I mean, who authored it and who has written the song? Yes, this is written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And as the name says, Guru Ashtakam, it is a composition of 8 verses. Ashtakam means which consists of 8 verses. It is a composition of 8 verses which was expertly done by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he says in the Falashruti of this song, Falashruti means you must have come across in many pastimes and after the narration of many pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam, towards the end of the pastime there is something called Falashruti. Falashruti means what benefits can we derive by reciting those prayers or those songs. This is what is called Falashruti. What benefits can we derive by simply reciting those prayers or songs. Just like for Gajendra Moksha, the Falashruti, it is stated that one who actually recites this Gajendra Moksha prayers, the prayers offered by Gajendra, one will be relieved from the effect of bad dreams. If you are suffering from bad dreams, you can recite Gajendra Moksha, you will not have any further bad dreams. So that way, what is the Falashruti of reciting this song? One who, with great care and attention, loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during the Brahma Muhurta, obtains direct service to Krishna the Lord of Vrindavan at the time of his death. This is the Falashruti. One who, with great care and attention, ఎవరైతే with attention, చాలా ధ్యానపూర్వకంగా ఈ ప్రార్థనల్ని బ్రహ్మ ముహూర్త సమయంలో, బ్రహ్మ ముహూర్తం అంటే సూర్యోదయానికి 1.5 hour ముందు మాట, ఆ సమయంలో ఎవరైతే ఈ ప్రార్థనల్ని పఠిస్తారో వాళ్ళకి నేరుగా భగవంత్ శ్రీకృష్ణుడి యొక్క సేవ లభిస్తుందట. మరణించిన తరువాత వారికి నేరుగా శ్రీకృష్ణుడి యొక్క సేవ లభించేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. So in this way, one can attain the service of Krishna simply by reciting these prayers at the time of Brahma Muhurta. So that's why these prayers are very, very important. And these are, as I've said, these are 18 number. So we'll discuss one by one today. So we'll see how many prayers, how many shlokas we'll be able to cover today. Samsaradava nalalidaloka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam praptasya kalyana Gunharnavasya Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Each of the prayers ends with Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. Vande means offering obeisances. Vandan karna, offering obeisances. Onto whom is he offering obeisances? He is offering obeisances onto the lotus feet of Sri Guru. He is offering obeisances onto the lotus feet of Sri Guru Charana Aravindam. Aravinda refers to the lotus flower. And how are the lotus feet of the Sri Guru? They are like lotus petals. So I offer my humble obeisances onto the lotus feet of Sri Guru, whose lotus feet are compared onto a lotus flower. So in that way, he is offering obeisances in each of the stanzas. And in each of these verses, initially he'll be glorifying the spiritual master, he'll be glorifying, remembering various qualities of the spiritual master, and towards the end, he offers his obeisances to such a spiritual master who has so and so qualities. So with this mode, he is writing these prayers. ఈ ప్రార్థనలో ఉండేటువంటి ప్రతి శ్లోకానికి ఆఖరి భాగంలో వందే గురు శ్రీ చరణారవిందం అని చెప్తూ ఉంటారు. వందే గురు శ్రీ చరణారవిందం అంటే నేను వందనాలు అర్పిస్తున్నాను, నేను నా ప్రణామాలు అర్పిస్తున్నాను. ఎవరికి? శ్రీ గురువుకి వందనాలు అర్పిస్తున్నాను. శ్రీ గురువు యొక్క చరణారవిందాలకి నేను నా ప్రణామాలు అర్పిస్తున్నాను అని చెప్పి ఇక్కడ చెప్తున్నాను అనమాట. ఎటువంటి గురువుకి నేను అర్పిస్తున్నాను ప్రణామాలు? ఇటువంటి గుణాలు కలిగినటువంటి గురువుకు నేను నా ప్రణామాలు అర్పిస్తున్నాను అని చెప్పి ప్రతి శ్లోకంలో కూడా చెప్తామన్నమాట. అందుకని మొత్తం ఈ 8 శ్లోకాల్లో కూడా గురువు యొక్క వేరు వేరు గుణాలని స్మరించుకుంటూ కూడా ఈ శ్లోకాస్ అన్ని కూడా రాస్తారు. So we are now going ahead with the first shloka. As I've said, samsaradava nalalidaloka. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a particular chapter which is titled as the forest fire of material existence. The forest fire of material existence. Actually, the material world is compared onto a forest fire. Onto a forest fire. And the same thing is being recalled here, samsara dava anala. Anala refers to fire. Anala means fire. And one thing is, who is the person who ignites the forest fire? Who ignites, who starts this fire? It just starts on its own. ఈ అడవిలో ఉండేటువంటి మంటలు ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో, అగ్ని ఏమి ఉంటుందో, ఆ మంటల్ని ఎవరు స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు? Nobody. But how does it start then? If nobody is igniting the then how does it start? I mean, you understand my point? If nobody is starting, then what is the cause? It said that when a couple of dry trees, they strike with each other, when a tree falls on the other tree, because of the friction, a spark ignites, and that spark will further burn the other dry leaves connected to it, and in that way, slowly, gradually, the entire forest starts catching fire. You got my point? అడవిలో ఎప్పుడైతే ఎండిపోయినటువంటి చెట్లు ఒకదానికొకటి కొట్టుకుంటాయో, అలా కొట్టుకోవటం వల్ల ఆ ఫ్రిక్షన్ వల్ల ఆ స్పార్క్ వస్తుందన్నమాట. ఆ వచ్చినటువంటి స్పార్క్ వల్ల అక్కడ ఉండేటువంటి ఎండిపోయినటువంటి ఆకులు అవన్నీ కూడా అవి వాటికి ఈ అగ్ని ఫైర్ పట్టుకుంటుంది. తర్వాత ఆ విధంగా నెమ్మదిగా ఆ ఫైర్ అన్నది రాచిపోతుంది అన్నమాట. So this is the case with forest fire. Then now we are discussing about what sort of forest fire? The forest fire of material existence. Then who ignites the forest fire of material existence? There two dry trees are striking each other. And what's happening here then? Here it is said, here the role of dry trees is played by the desires, material desires. So that's why material desire is the cause of material existence, or material desire is the cause of this forest fire of material existence. If there are no material desires, then there is no question of forest fire of material existence. And what to say about forest fire of material existence? There is no material existence per se. How can we say that? We can say this based upon the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. In 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the entire material creation is compared to a banyan tree, a perverted banyan tree, right? And where do we find such a banyan tree whose roots are upward and whose branches are downward? Where do we find? It can only be found in the reflection. When the original banyan tree is reflected on the surface of water, then we get to see a banyan tree whose roots are upward and whose branches are downward. And this is only possible when there is water and the banyan tree is right on the shore, and that banyan tree is reflected in the water. But my question is, if at all there is no water, will there be any sort of reflection? Can there be any sort of reflection possible? If there is no water, there is no possibility of any reflection, no? And what is that water when it comes to material world? That water is the material desire. That water is the material desire. That water is actually made up of material desires. As soon as there is material desire, there is water, and immediately there is a reflection of the actual world, and we have a very perverted reflection there. And when there is no water, then there is no question of reflection, there is no question of material existence at all. So in that way, the entire material existence is actually based upon the material desire, which is actually reflecting the material world. So similarly here also we can understand that material desire is what is actually igniting the entire material existence, forest fire of material existence. ఈ అడవుల్లో వచ్చినటువంటి మంటలకు కారణం మనం రెండు ఎండిపోయినటువంటి చెట్లు ఒకదాన్ని ఒకటి కొట్టుకోవడం వల్ల అక్కడ అగ్ని వస్తుంది, దానివల్ల మొత్తం అంతా అగ్ని పట్టుకుంటుంది. సో ఆ విధంగా భౌతికమైనటువంటి సృష్టిలో ఈ భౌతికపరమైనటువంటి ఈ సృష్టిలో ఈ ఫారెస్ట్ ఫైర్ కానీ ఇటువంటి ఇది ఎలా సంభవం అవుతుందంట, భౌతికపరమైనటువంటి కోరిక ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ కోరిక వలన, ఆ డిజైర్ వల్లనే ఈ మొత్తం మెటీరియల్ ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్ అంతా కూడా ఉంటుందన్నమాట. భౌతికపరమైనటువంటి కోరిక లేకపోతే భౌతిక అస్తిత్వమే లేదు, భౌతిక అస్తిత్వమే లేదు. సో అందుకనే మొత్తం భౌతిక అస్తిత్వానికి కారణమే ఈ భౌతికపరమైనటువంటి కోరిక. సో దీని గురించి మనం శ్రీమద్ భగవద్గీతలో కూడా 13వ అధ్యాయంలో అక్కడ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షం గురించి మనం మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు అక్కడ ఏ విధంగా అయితే అశ్వత్థ వృక్షం, ఎటువంటి అశ్వత్థ వృక్షంతో భౌతిక సృష్టిని కంపేర్ చేస్తారు, ఏ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షానికి అయితే రూట్స్ పైకి ఉంటాయో బ్రాంచెస్ కిందకు ఉంటాయో అటువంటి అశ్వత్థ వృక్షంతో కంపేర్ చేస్తారు అనమాట. సో అటువంటి అశ్వత్థ వృక్షం ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది, ఏదో నదీ తీరంలో ఆ అశ్వత్థ వృక్షం ఉంటే ఆ వృక్షం యొక్క ప్రతిబింబం ఆ నీటిలో పడేటప్పుడు అప్పుడు మనకి అక్కడ రూట్స్ అన్నవి పైకి గాను బ్రాంచెస్ అన్నవి కిందకి గాను కనిపిస్తాయి. అదే ఆ నీరే లేకపోతే ఎప్పుడు ఆ రిఫ్లెక్షనే పాసిబుల్ కాదు. సో అందుకనే ఈ మొత్తం భౌతిక అస్తిత్వం ఏదైతే ఉందో దాని అంతటికీ మూల కారణంగా ఏముంటుంది, భౌతికపరమైన కోరిక. So in this way, material desire is the cause of material existence. Now that we have understood how this forest of material existence is being ignited or is put on fire, now we'll discuss upon once this fire is ignited, who can put off the fire? Can we bring up a fire engine and start pouring water on it and put out the fire? Can we call the fire police and ask them to open the nozzle and put fire on it, put water on it and stop the fire? Is it possible? Just see, almost every other year in America, hundreds of acres of forest are burned to ashes. America, with all of its technology put together, they stand helpless. With all of its technology, they stand helpless staring at it. Last year, when there was very intense forest fire, and slowly, gradually it moved to the city, and many celebrities' houses were burnt to ashes, and the celebrities, they couldn't do anything. With all of their popularity, with all of the technology they had, with all of the assistance that they could get from the government, they couldn't do anything. They simply had to run out of their homes, and they were just staring at how their entire house is put to ashes. They couldn't do anything. The forest fire is so destructive that nobody can ever handle it. Can never handle it. So in that way, so by no material means can we actually handle or put out this fire of material existence. There's no. That is why this material existence is compared to forest fire. Just like forest fire cannot be brought under control by any material means, similarly the forest fire of material existence can also not be brought under control by any material means. Howsoever efforts you may put in, but yet you will not be able to bring it under control. The entire world we are now into, we are all trying to handle this forest fire of material existence because it is actually burning us on and off. It is actually burning us. And all of the tribulations that we come across, that we face in the course of living in this material world are nothing but the burns that we feel because of being in the fire. And we are trying our best. We are making big highways, when we are constructing this metro trains and this and that, and we have so many ways to in so many ways we try to handle it, we try to save ourselves from its effects. But yet, how many of us are successful? The other day, when I was giving an online session, one Mataji was asking, just a beginner, educated Mataji, she was asking, Prabhuji, why can't we be grateful to the scientists like Einstein and Newton and others? They have made such a big contribution to our society. They made our lives very comfortable. They made our lives very comfortable. Yes, all of the technology that we are bringing up now are actually meant to handle this fire. Using all of this technology, we are trying to handle this fire. But of what success is this technology? Then I've asked, all of the scientific advancement technology is actually meant to achieve two purposes. All of the scientific advancement technology is meant to achieve two purposes. One is to make us happy, and second is to save time. We are meant all of this technology is meant to save time, and secondly to make us, to give a very comfortable, happy living for us. So now let's see whether these two goals are being achieved or not. First of all, if we talk about time, after all of this technological advancement, are we able to find more time to spend with our families? Are we able to find more time for spirituality? Are we able to find more time for ourselves? We have now faster modes of commutation. The place earlier you got to, earlier people had to travel for months and months together to reach to travel maybe a couple of 1,000 kilometers. For months they have got to travel. But now within an hour you will be, by flight you can reach. So we have faster modes of commutation, but yet are we able to save time? Are we able to find time today or not? Our devotees can answer better, because they are the ones, they keep following up with other people, new people, who always keep on saying, Prabhuji, hamare paas samay nahi hai. We don't have time. Yes, how come you are not having time? You are using all of the technology, you are supposed to save time, and where is the time going? So it is simply an illusion being created that you will be able to save time, but actually technology is consuming our time, and we have gone more busier than we were earlier. If you see in the Vedic times, people were more free to spend time with their families. The people were more free to spend time in spirituality. People had time to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Ramayana and all. But when we ask people now, people say that they don't have time to read Mahabharata, Gita and Bhagavatam. They do not have time to come to the temple. They do not have time to spend with the families, and they do not have time for anything else. My Guru Maharaj usually says, people do not have time to die. मरने के लिए समय नहीं है, क्या करेंगे? This is the reality of society or not? This is I mean, earlier, a few years back, we were not having these mobile phones and smartphones and all. Just maybe 20 years back, you see. Then we were more more available for people around us. We were more available for the people around us, no? Now that these mobiles have come up, we do not have time even to talk with the person sitting right next to us because we are busy chatting. And earlier, we used to chat with people. Now people are chatting with Chat GPT. And Chat GPT is ever ready to respond. It's always ready to respond. You need not wait that this person will reply after some time. He is ever ready. You talk for 24 hours, it will talk for 24 hours. So in that way, your entire day is being consumed in the name of this technology which has promised to save time for you. It is actually killing your time. It is actually eating your time. It is actually consuming your time. It's not actually saving your time in turn. Got this point? So one purpose is defeated. What is the second one? I mean, technology is actually meant to give us a very happy, comfortable, peaceful life. Yes, let's see the state of today's society, whether the society is really peaceful, happy, satisfied or not. You just refer to the suicide rate in the world. You'll be amazed to know that in the past 15 years, the suicides have tripled. Just in 10-15 years of time, the suicides have tripled. And what to say about the divorce rates? They have gone to such heights, they have gone to such peaks that I mean, in cities like Delhi and all, the divorce rate has gone up to 70%. 70%. That means in every 10 marriages, 7 are breaking up in just 3 to 4 years of time. Just 3 to 4 years of time, 70% of the marriages are breaking up. We have all sorts of sophisticated medical facilities now, with all sorts of endoscopy, this and that and everything. But my question is, all of this medical science, is it able to improve our health, or our health levels have gone down? What do you say? Health has gone down, right? Earlier people had the stamina to work for long hours. And now it is a strange phenomenon that even if you make a person stand for a couple of hours, he will say, "Prabhuji, I am tired, I am not able to do anything." Just by standing, people get tired. Forget about doing something. Standing. Because at times we get youth, nowadays, we ask them to do some service. Once they clean the temple hall, then din bhar ke liye ho gaya. So the day is now gone. Because they have lost the stamina. They do not have that strength to do anything. Then what sort of health we are gaining with all of this medical facilities then? So this is all of this. Actually, if you look at all of this with a bird's eye view, then we find that actually we are being cheated and fooled around. That's all. We're being cheated and fooled around because we were promised to save time and we are not finding time. And we were promised that we can be happy and we can be peaceful with all of this, and no peace and no happiness. People are becoming, the kind of stress levels that people are going through nowadays, it's really amazing. And literally people are getting mad. People are getting mad. And you can see the insanity has increased in today's people. So with all of this, we can understand that actually the very purpose of the technology is not being achieved. So my point is that all of this technology is actually meant to handle this forest fire. But now, what do you say, that is this technology able to handle the forest fire or not? No, it's clearly evident from all of the statistics that I'm telling you. It's clearly evident that this technology has utterly failed to handle this fire of material existence. Does not. Now, who can actually put off this fire? Still the question remains. Who can put off this fire? Samsara dava nalalidaloka. Who can put off this fire? And in the next line, the answer comes. Whenever there is forest fire, who can put it off? Only when abundant rains come, only that rain can put off the fire. No other fire engine and nothing else can actually bring this fire under control. It's only and only when the rain comes on its own, only then will be able to, that rain can control the fire. Although people talk about this cloud seeding, they say that there's artificial rains and all. Then what happened to all of these artificial rains then when there was such a huge fire in America? They were the people who are proposing this cloud seeding by which they can bring down artificial rains. Then what happened? They couldn't do anything. Because all these artificial means doesn't work when the time comes. At the time of need, they do not work the way we expect them to work. So it is only when the cloud pours down rain, this forest fire can be put off. And similarly, then in the case of forest fire of material existence, how that forest fire of material existence can be put off? And this is what is being explained here. Tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. Tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. See, when the forest is being burned down in the middle of a country or the land, and the water body is elsewhere, how can you transport so much of water from that water body in the form of ocean or something from there to here? What sort of machines you will use to actually pump in all of the water from there to here? So no material means can help. Actually, only when the water evaporates by the mercy of the Lord and the clouds are formed, and the clouds slowly, gradually travel down to the place where this forest fire is being happening, and when the clouds pour down water, only then it happens. How is the water being brought from the sea to this forest? Through clouds. Through the clouds. Just as the clouds are responsible for bringing the water which is elsewhere to the place of requirement. So similarly, in the case of forest fire of existence, it is Guru who plays the role of clouds, who actually brings the water-like mercy of the Lord to us. If it were not for the clouds, there is no way that the water can reach this forest fire. Similarly, if it not for Guru, there is no way that the mercy of the Lord can reach us. There is no way, because we are caught up in the deserts here, and the oceans are far, far away. There is no way that the mercy of the Lord can reach us. And it is only Guru who actually captures the mercy of the Lord and brings it all the way to the deserts and pours down that mercy on us. And only when Guru pours down that mercy on us, the forest fire of material existence in which we are burning alive, that is put down. Only then. So just imagine the kind of contribution that Guru is making in our lives. The kind of contribution that Guru is making in our lives. He is helping us, he is giving us an access to the mercy of the Lord, which is actually unavailable for us, absolutely unavailable for us. It is just the mercy of the spiritual master that he is taking all the trouble to bring the mercy all the way from the ocean to the forest. Or else we'll be simply burnt alive. So in this way, it is, that is why it is called Tranaya Karunya. That is why this is said to be the mercy of the spiritual master alone. ఇక్కడ ఏ విధంగా అయితే అడవుల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి మంటల్ని మనం ఎటువంటి అగ్నిమాపక దళాల ద్వారా కూడా ఆ అగ్నిని కంట్రోల్ చేయలేం. ఎంత వాటర్ తీసుకొచ్చినా, ఎన్ని బకెట్లతో వాటర్ తీసుకొచ్చి వాటి మీద పోసినప్పటికీ కూడా ఆ మంటల్ని ఆపలేం. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ పాసిబుల్. ఫైర్ ఇంజిన్ తీసుకొచ్చి ఆ ఫైర్ ఇంజిన్ లో ఉండేటువంటి నీళ్ళన్నీ కూడా ఆ మంటల మీద వేసినా అప్పటికీ అవి తగ్గవు. ఎందుకంటే చాలా విపరీతంగా అవి పెరిగిపోతూ ఉంటాయన్నమాట. సో అటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో ఇటువంటి ఫైర్ ఇంజిన్స్ ద్వారానో కొంచెం నీళ్ళు తీసుకొచ్చి నీళ్లు వేయడం ద్వారానో ఈ అగ్నిని కంట్రోల్ చేయడం వీలు కాదన్నమాట. ఈ అగ్ని, ఈ అడవుల్లో రాచుకున్నటువంటి ఈ అగ్ని అన్నది దీన్ని కంట్రోల్ చేయడం ఎలా? దానికి ఒకే ఒక్క మార్గం ఏంటంటే, ఎప్పుడైతే భగవంతుడి కృప వలన మేఘాలే, సముద్రం నుంచి నీరు తీసుకున్నటువంటి మేఘాలే వాటంతటవి భగవంతుడి యొక్క కృప వలన అడవుల మీదకి వస్తే అక్కడి నుంచి అవి కురిపించేటువంటి వర్షం వలన మాత్రమే ఈ అడవులో ఉండేటువంటి ఈ మంటలన్నీ కూడా తగ్గేటువంటి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. లేకపోతే ఈ సముద్రంలో ఉన్నటువంటి నీటిని ఈ అడవుల వరకు తీసుకొచ్చేటువంటి మార్గం ఎలా? ఎటువంటి పంపులు పెట్టి తీసుకొస్తాం, ఎటువంటి మెషిన్స్ ఉపయోగించి తీసుకురాగలం? ఎటువంటి మెషిన్స్ ఉపయోగించినా అంత వాటర్ని తీసుకురాగలం. ఎంత వాటర్ అయితే ఒక మేఘం క్యారీ చేయగలదు, అంత వాటర్ని మనం అక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడికి సముద్రం నుంచి ఇక్కడ తీసుకురావాలంటే ఎన్ని కోట్ల రూపాయలు ఖర్చు అయిపోతుంది. సో అటువంటి ఇక్కడ మేఘాలు ఏ విధంగా అయితే ఈ వర్షం కురిపించి మంటలను ఆర్పుతున్నాయో, ఆ విధంగానే మేఘాలు లాంటి వాడే గురువు. ఆ గురువు కూడా భగవంతుడి యొక్క కృప. అందుకనే భగవంతుడి గురించి ఏమంటాం? హే కృష్ణ కరుణా సింధు. ఆయన కరుణకి సాగరం లాంటి వాడు అన్నమాట. కృపతో కూడుకున్నటువంటి సాగరం లాంటి వాడు. అటువంటి సాగరం లాంటి కృప ఉన్నటువంటి భగవంతుడి దగ్గర నుంచి ఆ సముద్రం ఎక్కడో ఉంది, అడవులు ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాయి. అంత దూరం ఉండేటువంటి సముద్రం నుంచి అడవులకి ఈ నీటిని ఎలా తీసుకొచ్చారు? మేఘాల ద్వారా తీసుకొచ్చారు. ఆ విధంగానే భగవంతుడి దగ్గర నుంచి కృపని సేకరించి ఆ కృపని మన వరకు తీసుకువచ్చేటువంటి కార్యం గురువు చేస్తాడన్నమాట. అటువంటి కార్యం గురువు చేస్తాడు. ఆ కృపంతటిని కూడా గురువు క్యారీ చేసి మన వరకు తీసుకొచ్చి మన మీద ఆ కృపని ఒక వర్షంలా కురిపిస్తాడు. ఆ కురిపించినటువంటి కృప రూపంలో ఉండేటువంటి వర్షం మన మీద ఎప్పుడైతే పడుతుందో అప్పుడు మనకు పట్టుకున్నటువంటి ఈ మంటలన్నీ కూడా ఆరిపోతాయి అన్నమాట. but then all of the all of the fire which was caused by this material existence will be put off, will be diffused. So you could all understand until here whatever has been discussed. And now, Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. And now that we have become the recipients of the mercy of the spiritual master, what are we supposed to do? Gunarnavasya. Guna Arnava. Arnava means ocean. And what sort of ocean we are talking about? Guna ocean. That is ocean of qualities. A guru is an ocean of qualities. A guru is an ocean of qualities. Simply by meditating upon the ocean of the qualities of a spiritual master, one can cross over the ocean of material existence. That means with the help of one ocean, we can cross over one ocean. You're able to get my point? Just a minute. Thank you. By meditating upon the ocean of the qualities of the spiritual master, one can cross over the ocean of material existence. And that is what is being talked about here. Gun Arnava, the ocean of the qualities of the spiritual master. That's why one should constantly meditate, contemplate, and remember and glorify the qualities of the spiritual master. By simply doing that, one can cross over the ocean of material existence. And that now we have obtained that mercy, and we have to do this. We should be doing this. Always remembering. And simply when a person contemplates on the qualities of the spiritual master, he will begin to develop the qualities of the spiritual master also in his own self. ఎప్పుడైతే గురువు యొక్క గుణాల గురించి మనం నిత్యం కూడా స్మరిస్తూ ఉంటామో, ఆ స్మరణ వలన గురువు యొక్క సాంగత్యాన్ని మనం పొందుతామట. అటువంటి గురువు యొక్క సాంగత్యాన్ని పొందడం ద్వారా మనలో గురువులో ఉండేటువంటి గుణాలే మనలో కూడా వస్తూ ఉంటాయి. బికాజ్ వీఆర్ కాన్స్టెంట్లీ అసోసియేటింగ్ విత్ స్పిరిచువల్. బికాజ్ మనం ఎందుకంటే గురువు యొక్క సాంగత్యాన్ని నిరంతరం తీసుకోవడం వల్ల గురువులో ఉండేటువంటి గుణాలు నెమ్మదిగా మనలో కూడా డెవలప్ అవడం స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతాయన్నమాట. బై సింప్లీ కాంటెంప్లేటింగ్. సో ఆ విధంగా ఒకరు ఈ సంసార గురువు యొక్క గుణాల యొక్క సాగరం గురించి ధ్యానం చేయడం ద్వారా ఈ సంసార సాగరాన్ని దాటగలరు. One will be able to cross over the ocean of material existence simply by contemplating upon the ocean of the qualities of the spiritual master. And such a guru who's an ocean of transcendental qualities, I bow down onto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. And that is the first shloka. So ultimately the first shloka says, I bow down onto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who has shown me the ultimate mercy by bringing down the mercy of the Supreme Lord and pouring down that mercy upon me and putting off the fire of material existence. And simply by meditating upon the qualities of such a spiritual master, I'll be able to cross over the ocean of material existence. నేను ఎటువంటి గురువు యొక్క చరణాలకి నేను ప్రణామం చేస్తున్నాను అంటే, ఏ గురువు వలనైతే భగవంతుడి యొక్క కృప నాకు లభించిందో, ఏ విధంగా అయితే మేఘాల ద్వారా ఈ అడవిలో రాజుకున్నటువంటి అగ్ని ఆపుతుందో, సో ఆ విధంగానే గురువు ద్వారా నాకు భగవంతుడి యొక్క కృప లభించి ఈ నా భౌతికపరమైనటువంటి ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్ అన్నది అది సమాప్తమైందని చెప్పి, అటువంటి గురువు యొక్క గుణాల గురించి నేను స్మరించుకుంటూ కూడా ఐ విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు క్రాస్ ఓవర్ ద ఓషన్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్ ఎగ్జిస్టెన్స్ అని చెప్తున్నారు అనమాట. ఫస్ట్ శ్లోక అర్థమైంది అందరికి? మర్చిపోరు ఎప్పుడు? నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ శ్లోక. महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाध्यान मनसोरसेन रोमांचकंपा अश्रुतरंग भाजो वंदे गुरु श्री चरणारविंदम. महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्य गीता. By constantly participating, a guru is one who actually relishes doing kirtan, who relishes dancing for Krishna, who relishes the playing of mridanga. Manasorasena, he actually relishes himself. Actually, he relishes himself whenever he is doing kirtan, whenever he is dancing, by singing, by dancing, by playing mridanga, kartal and all. The Guru himself relishes the very path shown by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu Kirtana Gita. It is not that he is preaching something and he is not practicing it. So here it is being told that the Guru himself is actually practicing what is preaching. And only then a Guru can actually be called Acharya. Acharya. Acharya, what does Acharya mean? One who teaches by his own example. One who teaches by his own example is who is an Acharya. And in that standing by the literal meaning of this word Acharya, the spiritual master actually practices himself. He practices singing kirtan, he practices dancing, and he himself relishes playing mridanga and other things for the pleasure of the Lord. In that way, he actually practices this kirtan and all. In the course of which, and how do we get, when somebody relishes, what happens? Romanchakampa ashrutaranga bhajo. Then his hair begins to stand on end. Ashru ataranga. And his eyes will be constantly decorated by tears. There will be torrents of tears falling down from his eyes continuously. Romanchakampa and Ashrutaranga Bhajo. And such a spiritual master who relishes the kirtan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, kirtan inaugurated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to such an extent that his hair begins to stand on end and his eyes are constantly decorated with tears, I offer my obeisances unto such a great spiritual master. So here one has to understand that the spiritual master is actually teaching us how to serve and how to please Krishna by his own example. By his own example. And similarly, every person who intends to preach in the right mode, he also got to relish practicing Krishna consciousness on his own. Unless and until we feel that delight while practicing Krishna consciousness, then how can we confidently say to others, how can we confidently say to others that you come practice Krishna consciousness and you will feel that happiness and relishment? If we are not relishing ourselves, then we will superficially say that you practice Krishna chant and be happy. But internally you will think, मैं तो 10 साल से कर रहा हूँ. I have been chanting for the past 10 years, but nothing happened. You will not be able to say confidently, no. You relish when you are chanting, and how do you relish? We cannot relish as long as we commit offenses. We cannot relish as long as we commit offenses. That is why it is said, aparada shunya hoy lohe Krishna. One should nullify the offenses while chanting the holy names. One should not simultaneously commit offenses while chanting. If he commits offenses while chanting, then he will not be able to feel that relishment within his heart. He'll be deprived of this relishment. So for our preaching to be effective, we should practice it ourselves. At least we should practice it ourselves. And on the second level, if at all we can relish practicing, that will be a great added advantage. Because see, anybody doing anything, whether it be coming to spirituality also, why does anybody wish to come to spirituality? Tell me. Why will anybody come to spirituality? To become happy? To become happy, no. Even when a person comes to spirituality, comes with this expectation that at least now that I'll come to spirituality, I can be happy. But if somebody sees people who are already in Krishna consciousness, that they are very dull and very sad and fighting with each other and all of this, then will that person be inspired to come and associate with devotees? Because he is anyways finding those dull heads out in the material world. That is what he is fed up of. And if he finds a similar situation here, then why will he come? So that is why it is said, happy devotees are the best preachers. Who are the best preachers? Happy devotees. So if we are not happy ourselves, then what are you actually deriving out of this Krishna consciousness? If we are not happy ourselves. Because as it is said in Bhagavad Gita, what is said? Raja Vidya Raja Gushyam Pavitram Vidamuttamam Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. One actually relishes Kartum while he is practicing, he relishes Krishna consciousness. And that is when and Bhagavatam also it is said, Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yojataha bhagavat tattva vijnana mukta sangasya jayate. Here it is said, Evam, how should one practice Krishna consciousness? Evam prasanna manasaha bhagavad bhakti niyojataha. With a very jolly heart, with a very happy heart, one has to practice Krishna consciousness. With a very happy heart. And when one practices Krishna consciousness joyfully relishing it, then what is the result? Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. Then realizations start appearing in his heart. Bhagavat Tattva Vijnanam. The realizations start appearing in his heart. Divya Jnana Hriday Prakashito. That Divya Jnana will start appearing in your heart. And so when that such transcendental knowledge appears in your heart, mukta sangasya jayate, one be delivered from the material existence. But the question is, when will we be able to perform our devotional practices with such great relishment? Further, it is said, Tada rajastamo bhava kamalobhadayascher chete teranavidam sthite sattve prasidati. Sthite sattve prasidati. Only when a person is relieved from the influence of Rajo and Tamogun. As long as we are into Rajo and Tamogun, we will not be able to situate ourselves in Sattvagun, and we are not in Sattvagun means we will not be able to feel that happiness. Because what is one of the characteristic of Sattvagun? One feels happy. Knowledge and happiness are the characteristics of Sattvagun. When one gets free from Rajo and Tamogun, he will be situated in Sattvagun, and when he is situated in Sattvagun, he feels that happiness. And with that happiness, he practices Krishna consciousness, then he will feel that relishment. And when he relishes practicing Krishna consciousness, then he will get those realizations. And when he gets those realizations, then he will be delivered. So this is how the entire thing works. That is why here it is said, Mahaprabhu Kirtan Nitya Gita. And this is actually being shown by example by the spiritual master. The spiritual master himself is practicing Krishna consciousness with great relishment. See, when we see such people who are actually relishing Krishna consciousness, we ourselves will feel inspired. We ourselves will feel inspired to also practice. I'll just tell you one short incident. How many of you heard of Jayanand Prabhu? Jayanand Prabhu. Good. Jayanand Prabhu is one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. He was such an elevated soul that Srila Prabhupada, after because Jayanand Prabhu passed away while Srila Prabhupada was there on the planet. When Jayanand Prabhu passed away, Srila Prabhupada made a comment saying that he is the first saint in ISKCON. Saint. Just like in Christianity they have saints, no? Saint Teresa, Saint this and Saint that karke. In the same way, he said he is the first saint in ISKCON. Jayanand Prabhu. Such a great soul. Jayanand Prabhu, all the day long he used to serve in the temple, and at night he used to drive taxi and earn money so that he can run the temple. Day long he used to serve in the temple, and at night he used to drive taxi to earn money to run the temple. Then when is he going to take rest? So that way he was a very transcendental person. He was completely dedicated to the service of Srila Prabhupada. And one day he was actually cleaning the dustbin. He was cleaning the dustbin. Dustbin, what is dustbin? All the dirt is put there, and he was cleaning that dustbin. And the way he was cleaning the dustbin, he was singing kirtan, and with great bliss he was cleaning the dustbin. With great bliss he was cleaning the dustbin. And simply by seeing the way he is relishing cleaning the dustbin, a person who was just going by the temple, he came across, he saw Jayanand Prabhu cleaning the dustbin, and he was singing kirtan and relishing cleaning the dustbin. Then that person stopped for a while and he started staring at this person. क्या डस्टबिन क्लीन करने में इतना आनंद? How can a person relish cleaning a dustbin? This can only be possible in Krishna consciousness, nowhere else. How can a person relish cleaning a dustbin? Simply by seeing this person, he was so moved and impressed that this person started staring how this person is relishing this simple act of cleaning a dustbin. Because whenever we clean a dustbin, we try to close our mouth, nose, this, that, and tie some cloth and try to clean the dustbin somehow or the other. And 2-3 times we will remember that personality who has given that service to us. Why this prabhuji did not find anybody else, he only finds me every time to clean this dustbin. But this person here was relishing cleaning the dustbin, and this person who has come and he was looking at him. And after some time, after seeing this, observing this Jayanand Prabhu for some time, this person walks up to him and asks, what is that? What is that pleasure that you are feeling in cleaning a dustbin? Then Jayanand Prabhu started telling, it is not the matter of cleaning a dustbin. It is the matter. It is a matter of doing service for Krishna in whichever way it is required. Then this person started asking who is Krishna and what is all of this and all that. Then Jayanand Prabhu slowly took him into the temple, shown him this is Krishna and this is Radharani in this way, that way. In that way, this person later on becomes this person who was staring at Jayanand Prabhu while Jayanand Prabhu was cleaning the dustbin. This person later on becomes a sannyasi in ISKCON. And how did the sannyasi came into Krishna consciousness? Just by seeing a devotee relishing cleaning dustbin. That's all. No philosophy. Not philosophy. Not by philosophy or not by something big and huge thing. It is simply by this thing. So similarly, when devotees relish kirtan, when devotees relish prasadam, when devotees relish talking to each other, when devotees relish their relationships, when devotees relish serving, all of this actually attracts normal people to come into Krishna consciousness, because this is what actually they are missing in the outside world. Because when it comes to lectures, there are many people who can give better lectures than us. I mean, is it right or not? And all of those lectures are available on the YouTube. There is no dearth of lectures. But there is really dearth of those who are actually practicing Krishna consciousness with great relishment. Because we hardly find people who are actually relishing Krishna consciousness. But we can find dozens and thousands of people giving lakhs and lakhs of hours of lectures out there. So if it were to be simply for the lectures are not going to be the real medium of preaching. Rather, the real medium of preaching will be when people see us happily situated in Krishna consciousness. So that is why I say ki coming to Krishna consciousness is difficult. Even more difficult is to stay in Krishna consciousness. And even difficult than this is to stay happy in Krishna consciousness. Am I right or wrong? Very difficult, no? To stay happy. Very difficult to stay happy in Krishna consciousness. And what we are actually, I mean, we can think, I am also chanting, my spiritual master is also chanting, what is the difference between me and him? He is also chanting same Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I too also chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He also attends Mangalarti, I also attend Mangalarti. He also serves, I also serve. What is the difference between him and me then? The difference is that he is doing those same activities. When he does, Romanchakam Pashrutaranga Bhajo Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. And when we do, each one of us know what will happen. Either we are separated from the material existence by sleep, or we start remembering about the quarrel that we had with another devotee yesterday. That reel goes on. Something like this keeps happening. We fail to relish. So this is the difference. So in that way, Guru is that person who actually relishes all of this. So with this we complete our second shloka. And we are also done with our time. So it is 10:45. For tomorrow also we have session almost at the same time, no? 9 o'clock. So we'll try to cover the remaining shlokas tomorrow. Very important bhajan, this one, Guru Ashtakam, because every day we sing it. But unfortunately people, because there is one important thing, why we got to discuss all of this is, while chanting, or Bhaktivinoda Thakur says one thing, that is mantra artha chintan. Mantra artha chintan means one has to contemplate on the meaning of the bhajan or the mantra that he is reciting. Simply by contemplating on the meaning of the bhajan or the mantra that is reciting, he will develop the right mood to chant that mantra, that bhajan. We need not have to artificially bring about that mood within us. Rather, that mood will automatically come within us. How? By simply meditating or contemplating on the meaning of that bhajan, that's all. So that's why whenever we are singing certain bhajans or certain ashtakams, one has to understand the meaning and contemplate on the meaning while that bhajan is being sung. Simply by doing that, you will start feeling absorbed while singing it, and when you feel absorbed, slowly you will feel that relishment. You'll feel that relishment, because ultimately, just as one last thing I wish to say, ki, when you how do you taste something like rasmalai or rasgulla? How do you taste it? By putting it on our tongue, because tongue is that which has the taste buds to taste any item. By bringing the rasgulla in contact with the tongue, you will be able to relish the taste of rasgulla. How will you taste good music? When we bring that good music in contact with the ears. Then how do you taste how do you smell something which smells very good? By bringing in contact with the nose. If I were to taste gulab jamun, I will not keep it in my ears and think that I will taste it. It's not possible, no? By putting a gulab jamun in the ears, I will not be able to taste it. Only my tongue can taste gulab jamun. Similarly, these unless and until we bring these bhajans in contact with our consciousness, we will not be able to relish the taste. Unless and until I bring gulab jamun in contact with the tongue, I will not be able to taste it. Similarly, unless and until I bring these bhajans in contact with the consciousness, I'll not be able to taste them. I'll feel boredom. I'll not be able to taste them because it is actually consciousness which has the ability to taste it. My ears do not have the ability to taste rasgulla. Similarly, there is no other thing that can actually taste. There is actually consciousness which actually can taste this. So that is why, so one has to bring consciousness in contact with this bhajans and all. And how do we do that? By mantrartha chintan, by meditating upon the meaning of these bhajans. So in that way. So that is why we are discussing these things here. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any one or two questions?
Why most of the Ashtakams have 8 only? Hare Krishna. I think hope you get my question. Why Mangal Ashtakam, Sasta Ashtakam? Most of the Ashtakams are in why 8?
Because it is Ashtakam, so it has 8.
Very simple answer. Maybe it can be have 6 also, it can be have 10 also.
Definitely, there are bhajans wherein there are 4 stanzas and 6 stanzas. Not that every bhajan has 8 stanzas only. Just like Parama Karuna Pahudi Jana, it just has 4 stanzas.